So it's hard to talk about failure, isn't it? It's probably one of the most uncomfortable topics that you could bring up. No one likes to admit to them, and yet it's the most relatable topic. Everyone in this room has failed at something at some point. There is a little things like failing an exam or a driver's test, a diet regime, and then there is the big things that touch us all in love, like the failure to keep a family together, getting fired, failure to keep super, or to raise child, probably. I am half American and half Italian, and in the United States, failure is something that's talked about. It's accepted. It's woven into the fabric of social experiences. So it's something that even at times is glorified. Yet it's still really only cool to talk about failure from a point of success or power. I, however, grew up in Italy, and Italy is a country where failure is an absolute stigma. It's embarrassing, it's shameful, it's taboo. There is also the constant threat of the brutta figura, which means in Italian to lose face or to look bad, because we think that failure makes you look bad. In Italy and in many other countries too. In my particular case, this was a little more experienced by the fact that I grew up in the public eye. My parents are known singers in Italy, and ever since I have been subjected to public judgment and mass media. And so growing up in a country where brutta figura is supposed to be avoided at all costs. Growing up and keeping up appearance hasn't always been that easy of a task. I've been in the entertainment industry ever since I can remember, and I have always felt within me the need to do something though for myself. I still today work for Italian television, but I wanted to do something entrepreneurial, but I wouldn't let the fear of the failure get in the way of doing something new, and I shouldn't then let the shame of failure eventually get in the way of learning a valuable lesson. So when I was 24, I founded my first company, my fashion brand, my swimmer brand. And I put 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears into this company. I worked so hard, I truly gave it my all. Until one day I found myself sitting at the desk of my accountant, crying and whining, because he was telling me that it was time to close down my company. It just wasn't making financial sense to keep it open, and I was just looking at him like, "You're crazy, how can I close down? This is so embarrassing. This brutal figura, it's so shameful. What are people going to think?" And he looked at me experienced. This wasn't the first time we were having this conversation. It was probably our fifth. I just couldn't admit failure. I couldn't admit to the shame that I thought that a failure was wrapped in. But he finally looked at me and he said something to me that really, and it eventually freed me. He said to stop focusing so much on the end result, on the fact that I had to close down my company, but to give myself the right amount of credit for all the amazing work that I had put in over this and all the accomplishment that I had achieved. And he was right, he had seen it. I mean, I had started this company with nothing but my few savings. My first fashion show was in my backyard, well, actually, and I had to beg him to let me use the space for it. because I had to have my first fashion show in it.